It is 7 minutes past 4 in the morning. Outside, the world is completely silent, wrapped in the cold stillness of the pre-dawn hours. But inside Robert's bedroom, a familiar, grueling ritual is about to begin. He sits on the edge of his mattress, gripping his left knee as a deep, white-hot ache radiates through the joint capsule. With a heavy sigh, he reaches for the small, amber plastic bottle resting on his nightstand. He pops 2 orange tablets of ibuprofen into his mouth, swallowing them dry. To Robert, and to over 30 million Americans who swear by this exact routine, these tiny pills are seen as modern miracles, the essential chemical key that allows them to take their first steps, drive to work, and survive the day. For years, your doctor has assured you that taking these everyday non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs is a perfectly safe, routine way to manage your structural decline. But high-resolution molecular imaging has just unveiled a terrifying medical truth that has been intentionally omitted from the public narrative. Those little pills are not curing your joints. In fact, at a cellular level, they are actively making sure your cartilage never heals again. To understand how a medication designed to help you could secretly be accelerating your physical ruin, we must expose the multi-billion-dollar machinery that dictates modern orthopedic care. They profit directly from your ongoing pain. Ibuprofen, naproxen, cortisone shots. None of them fix the root cause of your agony. They mask it. Because perfectly healed cartilage does not generate recurring, lifetime revenue for major pharmaceutical conglomerates. The global chronic pain industry makes an astronomical $327 billion a year. Your total recovery and long-term physical independence are simply not part of their corporate business model. They want you trapped on a pharmaceutical treadmill, dependent on a daily chemical bandage that silences your body's warning signals while your joints quietly grind down into dust. You are not crazy, and you are not imagining the progressive stiffness that seems to worsen every single month. You have simply been handed an institutional lie, and it is time to look at the raw, unfiltered science behind what happens when that ibuprofen enters your bloodstream. Before we dive deep into the microscopic betrayal occurring inside your joint matrix, drop a comment below and tell us where you are watching from. And let us know, do you or someone you love rely on daily painkillers just to move around comfortably? You would be absolutely astonished to learn how many thousands of individuals in our community are trapped in this exact same pharmaceutical cycle every single day. When Robert swallows those 2 ibuprofen tablets, the chemistry enters his gastrointestinal tract, absorbs into his blood, and targets a specific group of cellular enzymes known as cyclooxygenase, or simply CoX enzymes. In a normal inflamed joint, your body produces an enzyme called COX-2, which manufactures pro-inflammatory molecules that trigger the sensation of pain in your nerve endings. Ibuprofen's primary job is to aggressively shut down COX-2, effectively turning off the alarm system. The pain fades, and you assume your joint is out of danger. But ibuprofen is an indiscriminate, non-selective chemical weapon. It does not just stop the pain enzyme, it completely paralyzes another vital pathway known as the COX-1 enzyme. COX-1 is the precise biological master switch responsible for protecting your stomach lining and maintaining blood flow to your kidneys. More importantly, COX-1 activates the microscopic repair crews within your joints. Inside your cartilage matrix, specialized living cells called chondrocytes work tirelessly to maintain your joint's shock-absorbing architecture. They require a continuous stream of chemical signals to manufacture proteoglycans and type 2 collagen, the precise biological building blocks that keep your joints thick, hydrated, and frictionless. Multiple peer-reviewed studies published by the National Institutes of Health have revealed a dark, undeniable truth. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen actively suppress chondrocyte proliferation. They stun these cellular factories into a state of metabolic hibernation. By blocking the essential prostaglandins needed for tissue synthesis, ibuprofen effectively cuts off the cellular communication network. It silences the pain, but it simultaneously orders your body to stop repairing its cartilage. As a result, a catastrophic molecular domino effect begins. Without active chondrocytes to renew the matrix, your cartilage begins to lose its ability to retain moisture. The dense, fluid-filled cushion that protects your bones slowly transforms into a dry, brittle, and highly vulnerable tissue. Every mile you walk, every stair you climb while under the numbing influence of painkillers causes microscopic fractures across the unlubricated cartilage surface. Because you cannot feel the damage occurring, you continue to push the joint past its structural limits. You are driving a car with a massive oil leak, but instead of fixing the engine, you have simply taped over the flashing red warning light on your dashboard. Over a period of 5, 10, or 15 years, this artificial numbing creates a state of accelerated joint degeneration. This is the hidden reason why individuals who take chronic doses of painkillers eventually find themselves facing the terrifying reality of total bone-on-bone friction and inevitable joint replacement surgery. The drug designed to manage the problem is actively driving the disease. The medical establishment has conditioned us to believe that our only options are toxic chemical suppression or major invasive surgery. But advanced biochemical research points to a completely different, infinitely superior methodology. To achieve true structural longevity, we must manage inflammation through pathways that do not sabotage cellular repair. We must find a way to soothe the nerve endings while simultaneously flooding the avascular joint matrix with the raw materials needed for structural regeneration. Recent clinical trials have illuminated the profound power of highly bioavailable turmeric extract. When processed using modern cellular science, this natural botanical exhibits up to 10 times the absorption rate of standard dietary spices, safely inhibiting the inflammatory pathways without disabling the critical COX-1 repair enzymes. When you pair this advanced turmeric with pure Boswellia serrata extract, you create a powerful molecular shield. Boswellia operates through a completely unique biochemical pathway, specifically blocking the 5-LOX enzyme, which stops joint swelling and tissue destruction at its source without causing any gastrointestinal or renal toxicity. To exploit this window of reduced inflammation, science demands that we immediately introduce high-purity glucosamine sulfate and chondroitin sulfate. These are the precise molecular precursors that your stunned chondrocytes need to wake up, rehydrate the extracellular matrix, and begin actively weaving new collagen fibers back into the damaged zones. Furthermore, integrating specific metabolic catalysts like quercetin, bromelain, and methionine creates a highly protective antioxidant canopy, flushing out the microscopic debris left behind by years of chemical pharmaceutical use. This exact, scientifically validated paradigm of non-toxic inflammation management and cellular reconstruction has been meticulously brought to life. It represents a highly specialized, all-natural formula developed specifically for mature individuals who are ready to break free from the trap of synthetic painkillers and reclaim their physical sovereignty. It does not seek to trick your nervous system for a few hours while your cartilage decays in silence. Instead, it works in harmony with your body's natural biology to feed, protect, and rebuild your structural foundations from the inside out. If you want to explore the deep molecular science behind this specialized cellular approach, we have pinned a dedicated link in the first comment below. It leads directly to the precise, peer-reviewed formula we have analyzed throughout this investigation. Take a look at the clinical evidence and choose your path for yourself. You do not have to sacrifice your long-term mobility for short-term relief. The power to break the cycle and truly heal your body is finally in your hands.